I don't know what episode I labeled this as. For some reason, like THP and Snakes and Stogies numbers are getting crisscrossed now, and I'm like, episode 177 of Snakes and Stogies. I'm like, wait a second. It's not.
That'll happen.
Too many episodes. But here's one more, because it is Snakes and Stogies episode 142, which is brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. Right yonder. Yep. And then check out the Puget Sound Pythons as well, Facebook and Instagram. So 2 awesome sponsors that you definitely need to be following and checking out. BlackBox.com, BlackBoxCages.com, and then check them out also on Facebook and Instagram. I'm sorry, I'm nervous because we have Dustin Grahn and Brandon Valentine here.
The dynamic duo.
The buzztail brigade, as I so lovingly called them.
That is a great name.
Is it either that or like the Crotalus crew or something? But that seemed a little
no, I like the buzztail brigade. It's good.
I thought so too. Because, I mean, we all like rattlesnakes here. So I was like, why not? So,
jumping out of helicopters with a parachute.
That's right.
Music in the background.
Always.
What's
the
new,
only way to do it.
What's new? Honestly, not that much. Got a lot of animals.
So excited.
I got a lot of animals freaking out because I got a hurricane on the horizon, and I don't know if they're excited because it's that time of the year and they start to smell each other, or if they're like, "Holy shit, there's a storm going. We got to get the hell out of here." So yeah, that's going on, and I realized that Woma pythons are not for me because my Woma passed away.
What?
Yep. Yep. And it ate 3 times, which was a pain.
Sorry, man,
but
that sucks.
yeah, I appreciate it, gentlemen. Ate 3 times, which was good and promising. Frozen thawed rat pinks. I mean, it took some convincing, but I got them. And then she went to a bad shed, and I wound up leaving her be. She refused. And then I soaked her, peeled some off her neck, took care of the tail. Noticed there was like a kink in the tail tip, which I normally don't think anything of, but who knows? It could be something deep down inside. And then this morning she was upside down. So I think that may have been the straw that breaks the Woma back for me. So I gave it a valiant effort. But what are we gonna do?
Yeah, that blows, man.
Yeah.
How's the baby gecko doing though?
Oh, the baby geckos, dude, stellar. I'm putting the crickets in and they're disappearing. And I'm like, all right, well, clearly it's eating them, but I haven't seen it.
Mm-hmm.
So I am not one to tweezer feed geckos. It's just, I don't have that kind of patience. I just don't. And I was like, you know what? I'll do one. I'll do one. What could one hurt? And I did it. And I was like, this is so cool. And the cricket's like half the size of its head. And it's like, it's friggin' adorable. So it's going good. It's going good.
You still just have the one?
Yeah, dude, just one. Dude, I haven't produced anything in a very, very long time. And these geckos were giving me shit for 2 years. So I got one. And it's good enough for me.
It's better than my net first count, so.
And dude, your geckos are stellar, man. All of them, but specifically the knobs, man. Stellar.
Yeah, I'm giving them a better go this year. They're getting pretty cold right now, so we'll see.
Excellent. Oh, so that's enough about me. What about you, gentlemen?
Nothing new here.
No news is good news.
That's right.
By the way, kudos to Skylar and Stefani. Like, hell of an episode.
Dude, that was
hell of an episode.
I enjoyed that one a lot. And as you can tell, it rubbed off on me because I've been going even harder on the Ackies.
It's great, man. It's absolutely great.
Making progress.
What are you smoking tonight?
So, actually, did your cigar from Vic come today? It did, because mine did too. I was like, He said he was going to send it. I said, we'll get them and we'll smoke them together. It is a Kiki Momo, which is a brand I am unfamiliar with. I've not had, but it looks pretty damn tasty.
I'll tell you what.
Got a couple different wraps on it, it looks like.
It smells phenomenal. It looks gorgeous. The the wrapper has this intricate inlay of different colored tobacco. Kind of has like a Darth Maul thing going on. And when I cut the cap, it was such a flawless cut. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard to see on this camera, but no fray, no cracking, no nothing. Just so far so good, man. I'm stoked to light it. But yeah, these came from Vic, and we can't thank you enough, brother.
That's right. I've had mine chilling with a Boveda pack for the last, what's today? It came in Saturday, so it's been getting some rehabilitation just in case.
Yeah. And I love the band, a cigar fit for royalty. I like it. Looks good. So we're gonna give these a spin.
That's right. Where'd my lighter go?
And you gentlemen on the bottom of the screen, what adult vice are you partaking in this evening?
Sierra Nevada wild little thing. It's like a sour ale. It's pretty good.
Nice. Dude, I'm into the sours as of lately, man. I am.
Every once in a while, they're pretty good.
And I see those red X's.
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis.
That's my
Beer from
go-to.
Jamaica.
Say a beer from Jamaica. Oh, man. So we got a lot of cool stuff lined up for tonight. Smitty, how do you want to quarterback this?
Like Ray Finkel. I wanted to get some people in here, so we're at like 23 people checked in at the moment, so we can go ahead and do our weekly swagathon. Got some cool stuff. So we got the Snakes and Stogie shirts that we kind of showed off last week. Tonight, I have a THN hat in white thread.
Whoa.
Cammy's been experimenting some. Usually we can't do the thread on the front because of the seam on these structured hats, but we've been playing around with it a bit, and we got it. This is a large/XL.
Everyone's jumping on the Ray Finkel jokes. And then Bill Bradley says, he found Captain Winky.
I got a Coyote Brown beanie with a black THN.
Whoa, look at that.
I got a black with red.
Oh my, oh my.
And then I've got the traditional. This
Look
run
at
of
that.
beanies is different from the last. The logo is much bigger on these than it was in the first run. So
That's
I
pretty
figured
awesome.
we'll go ahead and we'll do the stuff, and then whoever wins can pick what they want.
That's pretty awesome.
Because
man.
I have THP shirts too. I have those are in the other room. But I have Snakes and Stogie shirts and some other stuff right here. So they are real because Mike Kosicki won last week. And
yeah, I mailed out Keller stickers, and either that poop head has some slow mail or he has not told me he received them. So
he got them because he was wearing a shirt at the show in Columbia over the weekend.
yeah, no, I'm saying the stickers that I mailed him.
Yeah, I'm sure he got them because.
Oh, then he's just a poop face.
Yep, it's
Yep.
Keller. He's
Yep,
in here
that's
somewhere.
Keller.
He's probably lurking. So
Of course. He does it oh so well.
Oh, let's see. All right, are we ready? So you guys know the rules.
Yep. Price is right.
That's right. I have it set up differently this time, so we can sort of just. I have it ready to go. If you know it, say it. Dustin and Brandon are more than welcome to hop in there. If you can guess the species, if not, if we can get a genus after so many seconds.
Billy Jenkins with a valiant attack.
No Jenkins. False. No Google image searching. No cheating.
By the way, you'd mentioned that last week about the reverse Google search thing. I had no idea what that was, and then
Yeah.
I had to find this picture at work.
Yep.
And one of my coworkers, who's obviously more tech savvy than I am, he says, "No, you just do this. You click it and you drag it." And I was like, "Son of a gun! I had no idea. I thought you had to like actually go into like some database or something.
Yeah, no, I use it at work all the time for like certain elements of designs and stuff people want.
Yeah.
So it's pretty nifty. It works pretty well most of the time. So it is not a waggler eye.
Whoa.
Gillen got it.
Really?
It is a Jansen eye. And
Boom.
I feel like I did like a Riddler thing where in the little teaser on Instagram, I had a video of my Jansen eye. And I was like, maybe someone will decode my my Da Vinci code.
Nice. Tell them what they won, Johnny. You gonna show the whole photo?
I will after all of them. I was getting my cigar lit.
Oh.
I sent a box out to Gillen today.
Nice.
Up in Canada. It's going all the way to British Columbia.
BC, baby.
I sent him some extra stuff. Some extra goodies.
It's good.
Because I was like, shipping's expensive. So I hooked it up a little bit.
We are a generous podcast.
Are we ready for number 2? Ooh, this one I think is the toughest one out of all of them.
It is. It looks like it could be one type of animal, and then it looks like it could be another type of animal.
I'm going to let you know now you're going to zig when you should zag.
I know this one. When you look at
that was a guess.
When you look at this photo right here, it makes you want to think it's X, when really it's like Q.
That's why I picked it. And this one was kind of a tough one because it was hard to find a picture that wasn't super like obvious. I mean, this isn't like a morph or anything different from the normal species, but I was like, let's zoom it in a bit. I almost included the eyes, but I was like, that's gonna give it away.
Yeah, and I like this part of the animal that you picked because it really, the defining shape doesn't help at all. You know what I mean?
Not an alligator. It is not a Timor python. Brandon Grahn. Not Bothrops.
I have no idea. Old world viper.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
See, then the trick is working, Phil.
It is. See, I gotta be honest. I first things first, I thought it was, there's this one particular Indonesian species of toad. And that's what I first thought.
It is a snake. I will say that. It's not Jake's toes.
If
they looked like that, I would be very concerned.
I think I know what it is.
Throw it
I don't
out
know the
there,
name
man.
though.
Yeah, let's hear it, Grahn.
What's that? That there was like a newly discovered rat snake in China.
No, it does look very similar to that.
It does, yeah.
It's not a temple viper. So we had ball pythons 9, I think, was the closest. Are we?
I mean, ball pythons 9 is pretty close.
It depends on who you ask. Okay, so we'll go ahead and call it Bothrops. I guess it is technically. It will forever be Bothriopsis.
Yes,
in my opinion,
I would concur.
It is Bothriopsis tenuatus or tenuata, whichever one it is now. So I'll show the full picture in a minute. We'll get to the third one. So ball pythons 9. I will message you. And no, it's not a Proto-Bothrops Keller, and you're late. Nice try, though.
It's the right colors.
It is the right colors.
Yeah.
So, number 3. A little bit of a curveball. This one is going to be a little tough, too, because people are going to...
Phelsuma Paishemi. Or not Phelsuma, what the fuck? The leaf tails. What the fuck are they?
Come on, Grahn.
Europlatus. Europlatus pie, the cork bark.
Yes.
Leaf tail.
Peach man eye.
That's it.
Peach man eye.
We'll take it.
All right.
Easy money.
Grahn
Got the
got it.
gecko
I was
kid
like
on
that
here.
one.
Yep.
That one I was like,
Softball, fucking.
People are gonna know it's Europlatus, but I went with a species that's probably my favorite out of that whole group, and
A little more
B,
obscure.
a little more obscure. So
honestly, man, you shouldn't have shown the tail. I
know,
just,
but I was like,
just show
Yeah,
the back
that's
of
what
them.
gave it away.
Like the back of them could be anything. It could be a crocodilian. It could be, Trigononotus. It could be anything.
Or just the tail.
Oh yeah, right. Just the tail. All right, so let's see these whole pictures, man.
I'm trying to bring it up. Hold your horses. I've already given you permission to get to Google Slides. Oh my God.
Do.
Sorry.
Do.
Okay. Removing that one. Adding this one.
Hey, look at that sunshine.
Yep, that's the wonderful, lovely greeting you'll get from a Jansen eye if you've pissed it off enough, which doesn't take much. If they can run, they will, but if they can't, this is what they do, and they are ready to absolutely annihilate. I was messing around earlier with the Ackies, and I heard this like rustling, and I looked up, and one of them was shedding. I think it was the female, because like the ferns and stuff were like shaking around and moving. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So
Don't go into the long grass.
So Dinosaur jansenii, personal favorite, very cool species that I need to put more effort into getting the breeding thing figured out. Bothriopsis tenuatus. Like I said, if I showed the eye on that, I think that would have given it away to anybody that knows. Yeah, so very cool South American species. I think they are now Bothrops officially, along with the bilineata, which is also goofy because if you see those, they look aside from like the overall head shape, they look nothing like Bothrops.
Yeah.
So these guys have ridiculously long fangs too, in ratio to their head. So very cool, thin, strange, arboreal-ish species. Like I said, from South America. I don't think they've been described terribly long. I think they've only within the last like 10 or 20 years, maybe, have they been discovered. And I don't know. I think the common name is like a speckled forest pit viper, but very cool. Some of them have more of a white color than the pink, or not pink, the yellow. But they all really have this crazy like cryptic eye patterning that matches the face, and so they're pretty neat. I like them. P and Cody have some. They're pretty cool. Gnarly. And then cork bark, Europlatus peachmani.
Dude, those toes, man. Those toes get me.
Yeah, these things are crazy, man, because you put these on cork bark and literally they just disappear. It's wild.
So cool.
Like
people even discovered them.
The fact that nature can even get something to look so close to its environment is just ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
Like with such accuracy in terms of the texture and the color and the pattern. It's just, I mean, that's the case with pretty much all Europlatus, like Fimbriatus and stuff like that blend in. And is that the mossy, the Fimbriatus?
Fimbriatus is the giant.
Am I thinking of
Sequoia is the mossy.
Yeah. That's the one. So very cool. Grahn, I'll get with you when we are done. You can let me know what you want. Yes, I believe so. The babies and the adults, I don't believe there's any difference in terms of color or anything like that. The babies pretty much come out as miniatures. From what I understand, I could be wrong. I haven't seen really any Europlatus that have any crazy ontogenetic shift or anything. So
not really.
They are super cool. And you spell so Peach Mana. If there's anybody that wants to look it up, it's PIETSCHM. Is it 2 M's? SCHMANNI, I believe. So,
It's a great start.
What did Bill say? What do you think it would cost to get Hoser to rename the II after Jake's toes?
Oh God.
Oh, poor guy.
What's happening over there on the West Coast?
Not much. Just work. It's getting cold, so not a whole lot of snakes. We had a cold front like the past 2 days, but it was warm today and it brought some snakes out. Found that gopher in my driveway.
The crazy gopher.
My way home. That's pretty cool.
That thing was a beast.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he's lived here for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen him, like, I saw him twice this year, but I've been watching that thing for like 5 years now.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
That's, yeah, that's cool.
Be able to do that, you know?
Well,
but other than that, just pairing up some animals, getting stuff cooled down.
We've had Grahn on previously on THP. I believe he's been in on the Snakes and Stogies episode a time or two.
Yeah.
No, this is my first one.
Is this your first one? No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, pretty good. Excellent.
Yeah. So we've talked about him aplenty. He's one of our favorite people over there on the opposite side of the country.
Hands down.
And but we are also joined by Mr. Brandon Valentine, who is also over in Grahn's neck of the woods, and they do a good bit of herping together. You're both in Arizona. How far apart?
Yes. Like an hour and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's about an hour and a half. Not too far.
Nice.
I'm down in Tucson. He's in Phoenix.
Love
trying
it.
to think of where that is on a map.
Come on, man.
It's southeast compared. Phoenix is more.
It's more west,
center almost. Yeah, more center. Arizona, south center.
I don't know. I want to go out there, especially after Phil and the gang went out there. I want to see some rattlesnakes. I didn't get my fill in Texas. Didn't get my fix. And frankly, the stuff in Arizona, like Arizona has nicer, cooler rattlesnakes than Texas does.
It does. Got to be honest.
I don't think anybody can deny
we
that.
have more.
Yeah.
We have more too, so.
Yeah, oh yeah. I tell you what though, man, I have to scroll through my pictures for work because I take a lot of pictures for my work. And I always scroll back and like I see from just a couple months ago, man, it's like, fuck, we were just there. It's right here, man. Right in the feels.
I know. That was an exceptional trip too. Like we killed it. We knocked it out of the park.
Legit.
Especially for being early season. Like it was a good one.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm still royally butthurt that you guys got the freaking trifecta in a weekend. I'm butthurt that I couldn't be part of that. But 7 croats in 7 days, 7 different croats in 7 days, I think is pretty fucking stellar.
Still got meat and beat on the Serbs. I haven't seen a Serb yet, so.
Oh, dude. Get your boy on there.
Yeah, we went out. I don't know. We only went out like once for Serbs, right?
Yeah.
But I went out a couple times and after that and didn't get anything.
Out of everything you guys have out there, though, like what has been the hardest to come across? Like what's been the sort of the rarest find in terms of rattlesnakes?
Well, I haven't tried anything up north yet. I think Price Eye probably took me the longest. I really started looking for them this year, and I started in a range where they're a little bit less common, and then went to the spot for them and got them pretty quick.
I feel like Obscurus is going to be probably the hardest though.
Oh yeah.
for sure. We'll definitely be the hardest.
You guys got a game plan?
No. Start walking.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'll tell you what, though, man, I'm really happy that you guys got some Senecolas.
Oh, dude.
Like, I know how
Holy
much that
shit,
meant
man.
to you. Like I know
Yeah, that was
how much that meant to you.
Dude, that took me 2 years, like, of serious hardcore looking. And I finally got 2 of them this year, which was awesome.
Is there a particular reason those are so hard to come across?
I don't know. Some people seem to find them pretty easily. I probably just really wanted to see it, so I had a hard time, you know.
They blend into everything
I changed
too,
up.
where they live.
Yeah, that's true. Like, they're pretty hard to hike. It's, I mean, waist high grass most of the year.
Very much a species of right place, right time.
Yeah, that's just what happened to me too.
Yeah, I've got a few species on my list in Florida that it's just right place, right time. Honestly, 2 of them is Eastern Diamondback and Everglades rat snake, and those are species I've found plenty of times, but 10, 15 years ago. And now I'm like really trying to find them, and I'm striking out. And I don't know if that's because, you know, things have changed that much or I'm doing something wrong, but I can only fathom how you felt finding that rat snake.
What was that last part?
I was saying I can only fathom what you must have felt finding that rat snake.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was ecstatic. I mean, I definitely cried a little bit on that first one. And it was cool, man, because
totally
we were
acceptable. Totally acceptable.
we had finished that trip up with like Justin and Steve and Chuck, and it was like the last day, last morning. They could have stayed like longer that day if they wanted to, but they decided they wanted to go home. They had like a 13-hour drive, you know, so we were just kind of hanging out at camp, like taking our time, packing everything up, and I was kind of like anxious about it. Like, let's go, like let's get some passes in. Like, this is the perfect time. And I told myself just to like calm down, like having a good time, had a great weekend with the boys, you know, just hanging out. And then like 10 minutes as we pulled out from where we were camping, that little guy was just stretched out across the road. And I think like if we would have left like, you know, 10 minutes earlier or 20 minutes earlier, that thing, it wouldn't have been there. We wouldn't have seen it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's something I think about a lot when it comes to like the stuff you stumble across. Is, you know, I know there is a certain amount of luck involved, but also there's like some things where it's like at any point in the day, if I had taken an extra 30 seconds to do something or you know, even if you're like road cruising and you're catching stop signs and red lights and stuff, like if you would, the timing has to be sort of just perfect for you to be in the right place at the right time for that animal. And I'm not like a spiritual person necessarily, but there is something I think sort of almost to that, to where it's like it was supposed to happen. Like otherwise,
Meant to be.
Any of the other random happenings in the, you know, the butterfly effect or whatever would have prevented that.
Yeah, I'm a firm believer that the rain that we needed on our trip, Dustin, was a spiritual gift so that we could find Nipper or Will or Die. I really I feel that. Like it
was
didn't
perfect
have to
too.
rain,
Like
and it did.
And it was perfect. Like it rained, but it was still warm, you know, so everything just came out. Like a lot of times you'll get rain and it's cold rain and everything just kind of goes away.
Mm-hmm.
But it was perfect. Like we were headed out there and we're like, oh man, like this is really good weather. Like hopefully we get some rain. It just came by perfect for like 15 minutes, maybe. Just doused everything. And it was like the first rain that they had gotten, so everything came out to drink, and we saw a bunch that night. That was cool.
Yeah, man. Adventure of a lifetime. Never forget that shit.
How refreshing was it to see someone like Nipper, who doesn't get to see this stuff, like lose his mind over it?
Well, he doesn't really lose his mind. He loses it internally.
He definitely loses internally. Like you can see, normally you see like the gears turning. This time they're just like just just rolling, you know. And he's very stoic. He's very, you know, smile on his face, ear to ear. Just, you know, I'm in complete shock and awe. This is me jumping for joy, and he's just standing there. We love him for it.
Brandon got his lifers too this year for all the Montaignes, actually.
Nice.
Shit was a little too easy, I guess.
Everything just panned out, right?
Dustin just knows the spots, I guess.
He's a savage. We love him.
Yeah.
Did you
crazy.
I mean, it just comes down to.
Were you part of the trifecta or no?
No, he wasn't there for that. That was just Justin.
Oh, okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't make it for that trip, but made weekend after or next weekend after that, we made it up for the price eye. Went for Serbs, didn't get luck on Serbs, but found the price eye. That rattle is the quietest rattle I've ever heard in my life.
Nice. That's awesome. That's so cool, man. And your guys' photography, whether it be cell phone or real camera or just you guys, your passion for the animal and your passion for the landscape and like pulling it together, like the shots you guys get just get me going, man. I fucking love it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. Last year I didn't even take a whole lot of pictures. I was just trying to find stuff and like really enjoy it, you know. And then this year I got some new equipment, and so it was fun to play around with that aspect of herping.
What'd you get, like equipment wise?
Just like a wide angle lens.
Oh, okay.
And a new flash setup.
Nice.
I mean, I don't have a lot into my camera setup. I have like $400 or $500 into it. That's it. Just a super basic like Rebel T6.
Really, all you need
Cheap.
if you're, you know,
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to go expensive because I'm hiking. You know.
Yeah.
I want
to bring too much.
I've fallen a couple times. You know. Yeah. Yeah. If that breaks, like it's not the end of the world. You know.
Good luck bringing all that on a Talus. Lose all of it.
Yeah, after seeing the videos that Phil was taking of some of the landscape and stuff y'all were at, man, it's like that would not be hard to do. Just to
and like you want to
down a hill.
You're so preoccupied with not displacing stones because you don't want to fall, and then you also don't want to crush whatever's underneath you. And I just remember, where the hell were we? There was that one small talus it was during the day, and we were looking for clobs, and we kept hearing them, but we couldn't find any. Do you remember that? And all I could think of was, I'm going to bust my knees open on these rocks because one's going to just move a quarter inch to the right, and I'm going to crush both knees, and then we're going to see the rattlesnake.
Yeah. No, I found a crushed clob this year, which was really like disheartening. It made me want to pretty much stay away from talus too.
And you think that was 100% a human foot that did that, or?
I mean, pretty good chance, I guess. You know, it's a talus that's hit pretty hard for clobs, and like I heard this one like 10-ish feet away from me, and like I finally got it. Like I finally saw it come up to the surface, and there was like a little gash in the side. You can see like some stuff hanging out. And it looked pretty old. It looked like it was starting to heal, but you know.
Hey, at least it was alive, man.
Yeah.
At least it was alive. And
how much longer? Who knows?
I think also that those rocks fell from somewhere, right? So I imagine that there is a lot of natural movement, especially on those super steep hills by like the price eye and stuff. There's got to be natural rock movement. There's got to be.
And it doesn't take much either. It's like an avalanche effect. So once one starts going, then all of them are going.
Have you seen that in action when you guys have been out there?
No.
No?
I haven't.
I was also going to ask, when you guys found the price eye, but both of your price eye, was the same amount of Scalopris around as when we saw them, Dustin?
Yeah, we were in like a little bit of a different spot too. We were pretty far away from the talus.
Okay. Because I just remember like we were
so
seeing
there's
all these lizards, and it just made sense that we were in the right spot, you know?
Yeah. And I mean, there's probably less Galapagos just because of the landscape, and those are more of like a rock like specialist, you know. There's like Sleveni, Galapagos Sleveni were in there, and mixed with the Yaros, but so it's probably the same amount of lizards, but a little bit more diverse.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
And is that the case with the Willardy and the Pricei and those smaller montanes? Do you notice a higher population of lizards in those areas typically?
Well, for the Willardy and Clobs, definitely centipedes. Centipedes has been a big thing that I've noticed. Like Phil, you saw, you know.
Oh yeah.
Every third rock you lift, like there's centipedes everywhere.
Yeah, and that's got to
like
be
some of those.
No, say what you're gonna say.
Some of those Scolopendra get big enough for like an adult Clob or adult Willy to eat, you know.
Yeah, I also feel like some of them could be large enough to take a small, you know, neonate or juvenile Clob.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I feel like them having those legs honestly gives them a very good defense against the snakes and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of how potent one's venom is over the other.
Yeah, I don't know how they would react to some like a Scolopendra bite, because in that area I have found one Heros, but pretty much all of them are what are they? The tiger centipedes?
Yeah, the tigers.
But I don't know how toxic they are or how potent they are to the rattlesnakes, because I know it is like neonate Clobs will definitely eat small centipedes to get started too. I know that's been documented.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting to study. Even just getting population counts. It'd be crazy to watch. I wonder if anybody's been ballsy enough to try it with captive bred stuff.
We have those little wood centipedes.
We have African feathertails in Miami. Well, we wanted to talk about some herping equipment, didn't we, Smitty?
Yeah. So I got a bag. It's my herping bag. I got the THN logo on that too. It's in my car.
Sweet.
You didn't bring it in?
No, I can go grab it though.
We're not going to do like a pocket dump?
I mean, I don't have the stuff to put in it anyways.
Oh, all right.
I got my bag.
There we
go.
There it is.
Ain't a lot, but
so we figured it would be you guys would be good people to ask as far as like what to add to herping bags, especially if you're out for extended periods of time. Baseline, like no, if you're not just herping Arizona, if you were herping anywhere, what would you be putting in that bag to start?
You can go first, Brandon, if you want.
Definitely probably a field guide for wherever you're going, depending on what state you're at. I got the Arizona one. That'd probably be my main thing. Then definitely probably a battery pack, one of those like the phone battery packs for that has the USB adapter for it, so you can do your phone, your headlight, all your anything you need charged for the most part. That'd be the main two that I'd bring. I'd have to go through it, I guess. Anything you can think of, Dustin?
Yeah, so I have field guide. I have water. So I have like one of those little life straws that just always stays in my bag. I have a notebook and a pen, so I take field notes.
And for those of you
let
me jump in real quick. For those of you who don't know, a life straw is a multi-use disposable device that's basically like a giant tube, and it has microbial filtration inside it. So if you have the most disease-ridden poopy water puddle and you're dying of thirst, you can use the life straw and drink out of that gross ass amoeba ridden puddle and not get any of those, protozoans or microbacteria or whatever, and not get sick and die. And I think it's got 2,000 sips or whatever out of it. And then once you've used it extensively, you throw it away and you get another one. So life straw, cannot speak highly enough about it. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So that's it. And it's super lightweight. That's why I carry one. I mean, it's the best water filtration that you can probably have for that package, that small package. And then Camelback, 3 liters of water, and then my camera, a small flash, small diffuser, and then 1 to 2 lenses depending on what I want to do. And then I think that's about it. Lighter,
I also think that it's interesting because you guys live there, you have your personal vehicles there, and if you're camping, you're going to have your camping gear. If you're staying in an Airbnb or somebody's house, you're going to have your overnight bag, what have you. Is there any stuff that you can think of that you've specifically put in your vehicle for X, Y, and Z going out, whether it be road cruising or going like an afternoon hike or something? And it's something that you may not carry on you in your backpack, but you definitely want to have at least in the vehicle.
Hooks for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I was actually going to say hooks earlier, but I felt like that was kind of self-explanatory, with this group of individuals.
Yeah. Well, you can never have too many, too little. No, you definitely have too little. That's for sure.
Yeah, actually, I carry a basic mechanics tool set. So if something breaks on my truck, I can fix it real quick, like an impact. I have a sawzall, cut some firewood. Then I have tow stuff. I've got straps, shackles, stuff like that to get out if I do get stuck. Extra lights, I've got lanterns. Don't have a block of wood.
Oh man, I carry 2. I carry 2. Yeah, I have in the spare well of my trunk. I have 2 14-inch 2x4s specifically for getting out of somewhere if I need to. And one of the things that has saved my ass on many occasions is a legitimate 4-prong tire iron, a real tire iron.
Yeah,
because you get a flat, and you have the stupid little one that comes with the bullshit scissor jack, and you can't get leverage, can't stand on it.
It's a Final Destination thing waiting to happen.
Yeah, right.
I carry an impact though, so.
Yeah, well, work smarter, not harder, right?
You gotta charge that battery so much.
No, I got 2 batteries. I'm good.
You imagine some herpers up on the ridge, all of a sudden they hear, oh, Dustin got a flat.
Hey, I gotta get back on the road and find snakes. Can't be playing around with
pit crew.
Very true. Very, very true. Is that because we got a flattened portal?
Oh, no, I carried it on my truck before that.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
He's just prepared.
Oh, man.
Yeah, right.
Someone asked about footwear. Does anyone wear
I'm going to grab my little bag.
Normal hiking shoes / sneakers.
Yeah, I wear hiking boots. Go ahead.
Yeah, my hiking boots don't leave I leave my hiking boots in my car. Those never leave. So I always got those with me. I usually wear Vans or sandals besides that, and I'll always have a pair of socks and just some low cut boots, hiking boots.
Do you add any Dr. Scholl's or anything to those?
Any what?
The inserts Dr. Scholl's or the extra padding and all? No. I need new boots though. Mine are 4 years old and finally falling apart. I got Salmons though. I mean, they're a little bit more expensive, but they've definitely lasted me a long time and kind of worth it. I had a really nice pair of the boots that Marines are issued usually, and these were the desert types that had the steel toe and everything, and they were they went over the ankle and everything, and they were freaking amazing. That was the best boots I'll ever have, and unfortunately I left them in Texas because my dog had chewed them prior, and I thought I could wear them, and I went to go put them on, and they were non-salvageable. So I ended up having to stop at a hardware store in like Alpine or something and buy another pair of just regular hiking boots.
Yeah, cheap. I usually go pretty cheap because I'll thrash them, so it's not a whole lot of money down the pocket.
If we're talking about footwear, I actually prefer trail shoes that have like the excuse me, off-road tread with like the Tempur-Pedic on the inside, just because I have rolled ankles and everything, and everyone's like, "Oh, you should have a high top." I just can't get into it, man. I just feel like normal trail shoes work wonders. Whether it's like
I don't know. I wore those cheap shoes when we were walking Lost Mine, and I was really, really regretting that by the time we were done.
Yeah, I mean, and like people make fun of me for buying Skechers, but like Skechers trail shoes, they're like $50. And dude, I put some miles in some Skechers trail shoes, and I just maybe it's just me. When you walk? They do not light up when I walk. But they have served me very, very well.
Them Lamborghinis going.
Yeah, right.
Them Chevrolets.
Yeah, I need another pair of those military boots because those things were amazing, and for surprisingly light considering they were steel toe and as tall as they were.
I was gonna say that steel toe sounds heavy.
Yeah,
actually, it really wasn't that bad. I mean, Phil saw them.
Yeah,
and I had those things for years, which is why I was so irritated when my dog chewed up the lace holes and stuff to where I couldn't even use them anymore. Because I had those things forever. I wore those things. If it didn't really wear them much in summer because those with shorts make you look kind of weird. But like during the colder months and stuff, when I was wearing jeans, like I was wearing those things all the time.
Oh yeah. I don't know, man. I'm all about being comfortable, and for me, having some clog hoppers out there in the bush just doesn't work for me. But. Well, I was trying to think of other things I keep in my vehicle besides snake hooks and toilet paper. And I mean, jumper cables are good to have in the car too. Some people actually don't carry jumper cables, which I think is crazy, especially if you're herping with buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a roll of paper towels, like in the car, just for whatever you need. And honestly, first aid kit. First aid kit is a must.
So I got a first aid kit in my backpack, and then I keep a roll of those automobile like the blue thick paper towels in my backpack because I get nosebleeds a lot. It's so dry out here that I get nosebleeds so often. So it saved my life a couple times.
Those blue mechanic cloths are worth their weight in gold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hell yeah. And then now your first aid kit, is it just like a normal boo-boo kit, or do you have like some more hardcore stuff in there too?
Let's see.
Full-blown trauma
kit. I don't think it's anything too crazy.
Well, there is a full-blown trauma kit in my trunk, but
some quick clot.
Hiking buddy.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's just pretty cuts, scrapes, lacerations, bites and stings, and allergy. Oh, even some non-rope in that thing.
So you got a thing to suck out the venom? One of those
probably.
The extractor.
No, that's what Dustin's for.
Nice. But yeah, no, I have a simple. I keep a simple first aid kit, and then I also keep a trauma kit in my car, and I've got everything from like Dustin was joking around, quick clot, Israeli bandages, compression bandages, ace bandages, normal friggin' band-aids. Alcohol swabs, all that stuff.
Having seen his Subaru, if there's ever like the apocalypse, that's the vehicle
bug out kit
because he's got friggin' everything.
I'll tell you what. One thing that my paramedic buddy gave me was these like one-time use cracking smell sticks. It's basically ammonia,
smelling salts. Yeah.
And dude, you never know. Somebody passes out from heat exhaustion or something. Hits their head, whatever. I don't know, but it gets you going. And yes, there is tampons in there for a multitude of reasons.
Nosebleeds.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Nosebleeds. Yeah.
Nosebleeds and gunshots.
Yeah, nosebleeds and gunshots. Well, I have when I go herping normally, like locally, normally I don't really bring anything crazy. When I'm doing like a long hike or it's going to be like an all-day event, 100% the Camelback. My Camelback doesn't have like the backpack feature. It just has one big compartment for the bladder, but they give you room to like throw some other stuff. So I'll throw like an actual hard compass in there. I'll throw a space blanket in there. You never know. And my life straw is also in there too. But I also carry a man purse. Some of you may call it a fanny pack. And I've basically catered this. It's a satchel. It's a fanny pack. I've catered this to the fact that I've been in a lot of precarious situations in the middle of nowhere. And what's crazy is like people down by me, they think it's the middle of nowhere. It's not. Like you could be in the middle of nowhere, South Florida. It is still nowhere near as middle of nowhere, like in Dustin and Brandon's area or West Texas or Colorado or Utah or Nevada. Like that's some middle of nowhere.
You could fit a lot of Floridas in Texas.
You could. But if you want, so this actually is a Vertex bag. It's called the Sock P. It's meant for, it was originally designed for undercover police stuff, but it's a fanny pack that's meant to be worn across your chest. And it actually has this.
Don't try to church it up, buddy.
Well, there's a reason for it. It actually has this Velcro pouch.
Inflatable rafts in there.
I wish, right? And this actually folds open, but not all the way. And your phone goes in there. So if it's on your chest, you can flip your phone open.
Little GRG pouch.
Little GRG pouch. And then at the same time, if you want to use it as like a body camera GoPro, it has these pockets on the sides. So the phone can actually be shown. The lens of the phone can be shown sticking out. Very, very durable. Awesome zippers. Little side compartments, little nooks and crannies all over the thing. The inside is completely Velcro. It's got two main pouches.
Horrible.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's got two main pouches. The front pouch has like a bunch of admin stuff, and I have like my battery cell backup thing. So this can be wireless for your phone as well as plug in like 6 different types of outlets. I also have some CR123s in there. You never know what you're using. And then, of course, cords for everything. I carry an extra flashlight, and then I also carry a little U.S. Army multi-tool, little Swiss Army knife thingy. Again, you never know what the hell you're going to need if you're stuck in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I've got a Gerber multi-tool too. That's always in my bag.
And then in the main compartment, I have boo-boo stuff, alcohol wipes, and then Band-Aids, that kind of thing. I have a metal, what the hell they call it? A metal turn tourniquet. So it's an actual tourniquet with the bar made of metal. Actually, somebody earlier mentioned weapons. So in this same pouch, I have a spare magazine for the pistol, and I also have a very, very small pistol cleaning kit. Because if you fall in the mud or in the snow or dirt or sand or whatever, and you want to get back up and running, you can run the gun dry. You don't need actual lubricant. It may not cycle correctly, but at least you'll be up and running. If you get dirt and shit in your barrel, you can at least clean it out. So this is actually
you
a
can
full
carry
pistol
a
cleaning
Glock
kit.
and never have to worry about any of that.
Well, if you
so that 5.7's a little finicky or what?
No, but if you fill your Glock barrel full of mud and pull the trigger, you're gonna have a real problem.
My CZ got some sand in it. It won't shoot anymore.
You guys can laugh, man. You guys can laugh.
Hey, CZ's a good gun.
So at the same time, if you've ever been stuck in the middle of nowhere and you don't have cell service, and God forbid you have to get rescue, I'm a firm believer in being able to be seen. So actually, I have 2 different types of IR and visual light illumination. So the first one is actually called a Spark. It's made by a company called Unity Tactical. I don't really like these because they have 200 hours of battery life, and then they're dead, but they're completely sealed and waterproof. So after 200 hours, you just throw it away. They offer them multiple different colors, and they also do it in IR only. So if a helicopter's search and rescue, whatever, they want to see you in the middle of nowhere in the dark, you can actually have. They will see.
Hold it up to the camera better. It looks like a Tide Pod.
It feels like
That's
a
what I was
Tide
gonna
Pod.
say.
It looks delicious.
But when I click it, so there's the first one. There's the second one, and if you heard it a third time, it'll actually blink.
Wow.
And the back of it's Velcro, so you can actually stick it on anything. You know, you could stick it on anything. But again, it only has 200 hours of life. Now, if you want something that's rechargeable or reusable, this is actually called a Hellfire. This is actually military grade IR strobe. This one, I broke the battery thingy on it, so it doesn't quite work. But again, Velcro on the back, and this one does.
But I still have it in my bag because you never know when you're going to need it.
No, I pulled it out for this podcast. But so this goes on the top of a soldier's helmet, or on a dog's collar, or on your shirt, or whatever. You can Velcro it on the back of a backpack, and this has red strobe, white light, green light, and infrared, and it can be seen from like 10 miles away or however far. This one's a little more money. These are a couple $100, but having something like this, or even just like I said, the Spark, these things are $20. You know what I mean? So even just having this just in case, I think is a really great thing. And then last but not least, simply because everyone wants to make fun of me for being neurotic, but if you've ever been in the middle of nowhere with no fucking cell service, it can be an issue. I have a Garmin InReach. So the device is expensive. The device is probably around $400 or $500, but this is a two-way communications device. So not only can I track everywhere I'm going, anywhere on the planet except for Antarctica, I can also send SOS. It's part of an SOS satellite link system, and I can communicate. So I have pre-programmed text messages that are unlimited, and then you basically buy a subscription plan, a monthly plan to have text messages. But I could text anyone from anywhere on the planet except for Antarctica.
That's a deal breaker for me, though. If I can't use it in Antarctica, then I don't want it.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. But I'll tell you what, when we were at 9,000 feet looking for price eye, I still could text the girlfriend. If I'm out, I think it was cool.
Yeah, that's gonna come in handy when you need it, and you're gonna wish you had it when you do need it.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I only turn on when I need it. When we were out in Arizona, when we get to a spot, before we walk away from the truck, I drop a pin. God forbid I got to get back to the truck. I know exactly where the truck is. Things like that. And then it has the SOS feature built in, and it's just peace of mind. I think I pay like $12 a month for the text plan. Like, it's peace of mind. So just remember, it is a battery, so you better have your charger with you too, which is why I had that little battery backup. I don't want to get caught in the middle of nowhere with my pants down. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, and honestly, I'm
Phil,
a
you
big
brought
fan
an extra pair of pants.
I did.
On a hike?
No, I did not bring an extra pair of pants on a hike.
I'd rather have them and not need them than need them and not have them.
But yeah, I think that everything I have in this little fanny pack, anybody can put something together like this. And all I got to do is leave it the way it is, add my Camelback, leave it. I don't leave it in the car because of the electronics. I don't want them to get too hot in the South Florida heat, but the whole thing fits in my hand. It's not crazy. And I still have extra pockets for other crap. So if I really wanted to put other stuff in it, I could. I think about like when we were in, where the hell was it? Was it Big Bend? We were in Big Bend, and like the ranger station's like, you guys shouldn't go. People die. I was like, yeah, we know. When we're miles and miles and miles away from a road, and there's no service, and the rocks around you are 100 degrees Fahrenheit at midnight.
More than that.
It's peace of mind, man.
Hey, to be fair, TJ Chambers, you had on your show a little while ago. He was out looking for Obscurus a while back, and he had to get helicopter lifted out because they were stuck so far out there.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So what's the process there, though? Do you call a certain number?
Couldn't tell you.
No.
Well, on the Garmin, if you buy the Garmin, even if you don't use the text plan or like the subscription plan, you're by paying for the device, you're part of the SOS system. So I think they use the Iridium system of satellites, which I think is like up to 15 or 17 satellites, something like that. Excuse me. And all you do is hold down the SOS button and it turns on and it asks you like, are you in distress? I'm like, yes. Are you sure? Yes. How would you like to proceed? Like it gives you all these text messages, and providing you are not in the bottom of a valley and the little antenna can't reach the sky, you're in business, you know? Like I said, rather have it, not need it, than need it and not have it.
Yeah, it comes down to that peace of mind. I've actually lightened my pack up a lot. I used to carry a bunch of crap, but
yeah.
I don't know.
And dude, water.
Haven't needed it, but I might. Yeah, water's the biggest thing. Like,
yeah,
I also drink a lot of water, so I make sure mine's filled, and then I've got like a couple gallons back of the truck.
Yeah, that was something that I never really thought about until we were in Arizona. When I go out, I've herped Utah, I've herped Nevada, and then West Texas with the NPR boys, all over the Southeast. Like, you don't really think too much about having the extra water, but like, dude, Arizona, man, I'm so happy we bought those extra gallons at the gas station. You know,
yeah.
Just keep it flowing.
Always.
Yeah, it gets brutal.
That's how people die out there, you know. It's just
yeah.
They don't think they're like, oh, I'm just gonna go for a quick hike, and then you get caught out there without water.
Yeah. Well,
you bring a water. Oh, Jesus Christ! A water bottle, and then you down it quarter mile up the trail. You drink all your water too quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And I got into the whole strobe light thing when I had a customer of mine told me that, so there's a wildlife management area by me, and I want to say it's like 160,000 acres, maybe like 150,000 acres, but it's so big that the Florida Turnpike cuts it in half, and there's like little tunnels that go under the turnpike so like deer and animals can cross and whatnot. Well, he went out there on like a Tuesday afternoon to go hiking, and a storm rolled in. Well, he got turned around and his phone died, and he was stuck out there during a bad lightning storm for almost 60 hours.
Oof. And
finally, I guess somebody called somebody, and Fish and Wildlife happened to be like driving in the area, and they found him like in the distance, just happened to be looking that direction, and they saw him walking through a field. So any little stupid little knickknack that I can buy to throw in that fanny pack that's not going to add too much weight, that's going to keep me and my friends and loved ones alive for a little while longer, I'm game, you know? So
yeah, that's kind of the name of the game is, efficiency in terms of getting everything you need and not weighing yourself down.
Yeah. Yeah. And at the same time too, is if you want to get a GPS communications device or even just a handheld navigator, teach your other people in your party how to use it. Teach your significant other, your spouse, your partner, your best buddy, whatever. Teach them how to use it. Show them how to use it, because it doesn't do a damn good to anybody if you're the only one who knows it and you get taken out.
Yeah.
You know, everyone says, oh, it's electronics, I'll figure it out, I have a smartphone. Okay, sure. Especially when it's password protected.
Smartphone's not going to work out there.
Yeah.
As rough as Verizon's been lately, even in town.
Yeah, right. And for those of you who want to know about the fanny pack, it is a Vertex SOCPE.
SOCPEE.
Definitely not.
So even in South Phoenix, I've even lost service going through just on a 2-3 mile hike, and I've been stuck in a monsoon. It's not fun.
Oh, I can
I've
imagine.
ran back. Yeah, I've ran back to my truck before on the slight little clear out, and yeah, it's not fun.
Yeah, you guys ever go down to what the hell is it called? I want to say Flying Dutchman, Lost Dutchman.
I haven't made it out that way yet.
Yeah,
It's not far from me.
That's like northeast of Phoenix.
Okay, well, that one park that borders Tonto, like I remember hiking over the I want to say hill because it's not really a full mountain, but like hiking over the 1 foothill and then getting into Tonto, and it was just zero service. And there's no roads, there's no people, there's no nothing, you know. And like talking to the ranger station, they're like, "Oh yeah, people go to the top of the peak, they'll camp out overnight, and then they'll come back down the way they came because the minute you cross the peak, there's no service, there's no nothing." So, and it takes you 10 hours to get there. So I don't know, man. I just want to be prepared. You know, I don't want to be afraid. And at the same time, I don't want to be foolish and not use something that I
Stuck
could
somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or stuck somewhere and you see a snake and get bit by a snake and then you're extra screwed.
Yeah. Or
So
better
you
yet. Oh no, say what you're saying. Sorry.
No, go on.
No, I was gonna say is we drive down here on all these cane fields and Everglades canals. God forbid there's like a rock slide, not a rock slide, but a gravel slide, and my car goes in the canal. Like that phone's done. Like, what am I gonna do? Hitchhike home? No, I'm gonna pull out the transponder and hey, I'm an hour and a half away. Come pick me up and save me. You know.
Yeah, with a lot of these specs and stuff out here, they're so well camouflaged. You can walk on top of one of these things and get bit, and you can be stuck for a while.
Yeah,
without
absolutely.
service. It's probably my number one fear out here.
Yeah, I mean, like people think about like storms, and they think about snake bite, and they think about allergic reactions to stuff, but you could simply roll an ankle, you know. And then you're out of commission if even if it's just temporarily. So things to think about, you know. And don't forget the Fiji water bottles.
What's hook wise? Are you guys? I mean, you obviously have multiple ones in the vehicles, but as far as what you're carrying on you, you have like a main hook, and then you keep something smaller with your, you know, in your bag, or I was gonna say a collapsible one.
Yeah, Dustin was telling me about that
so when
one.
I'm hiking around, when I'm hiking around, like I'll carry my, like the stump ripper. I got the Midwest tongs, like super long one because I'm tall, the 48-inch one, and that thing's sweet. That thing's lasted me a long time too because I've broke so many like just normal hooks flipping stuff, you know. But that one's definitely good. I'm sure Venom Life has a good one too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I feel like even though I carry around normal hooks all the time, when I was with you guys in like West Texas and stuff, dude, field hook is just stump ripper for life, you know.
Yep. I wish I had mine at the time.
Yeah, I'm short and I still get a long stick. I got a 42-inch, I think, and I'm only 5'6", 5'7". I'm not about as tall as I am.
And then I've got like a 36-inch just normal hook in the truck for road cruising.
Yeah, I really want to figure out is a way to. So I have the, not necessarily, is it the neonate hook? That's the smaller one, not the tiniest one that Venom Life makes, but the other one, the next size up from that.
Well, so there's a travel series, which is what I have, and that's what I actually uses my room hook. And then the one that Valentine's holding right now, that's the neonate.
Yeah. So I want to figure out a way, because I have one of those in my car too. I want to figure out a way to be able to like Velcro that to the bag some way or another, but then that way I'm not having to like carry it, but then some way to where I can just like pull it off if I need to.
You got to get a good place for it because these things are very slim and they're very easy to break.
Yeah. I used to have mine clipped. I got like a small gator clip and clipped it to my visor so that if I needed, I could just grab it and it would just, the whole thing would just pop off.
Yeah, I've actually taken
out?
Velcro.
I mean, it worked out great, but I never really came across anything, so it just continued to sit there. So.
Collect the dust.
Yep.
Yeah, on those small neonate hooks, you can take a little piece of adhesive Velcro and just stick it on not I don't want to say the middle of the shaft, but like closer to the handle, just for weight distribution, and just Velcro it to the felt liner of the inside of your car.
Yeah.
Just you hit a good bump, it's probably going to fall. But yeah,
I like the collapsible hooks too, but I don't know. Those, I mean, obviously with heavier bodied stuff, those are not nearly as trustworthy and sturdy as they are with the stuff they're intended for. So
right.
Yeah, they're nice for like smaller croats, like babies. You got to get off the road real quick.
Yeah, definitely not a main hook.
Trying to wrangle like a neonate, H-Trox with a 48-inch field hook sucks.
Yeah.
Sidewinders are probably the worst.
Yeah, I feel like people try to use the collapsibles on an animal that's too big for it, and they don't realize until they're like already touching the animal with the hook. And at that point, they're like, oh, it's fine. It's fine. And then that shaft or one of those shafts dents just slightly, and the whole thing's compromised. Yeah.
I think there was one point where I was trying to corral a adult Amazon tree boa with one of those into something. I don't remember what it was. And I think it was bending pretty good. It was flexing.
Well, if you ever get a chance to watch the Venom Exchange, Venomous Etiquette videos on YouTube, episode 2, in the end of the video, I actually snap one in half with my hands. So you could see how flimsy they are.
On another note, Grahn, what do you got? What's in the works with breeding?
Couple snake pairings, ball python pairing, spotted python pairing. Then the Mexican night snakes have been together for a while, but haven't really seen much of them. So hopefully the cool down will help a little bit. Then a bunch of geckos, Odura stuff, some Nephris, Gargs. What else we got? Some day geckos, some Hispanola geckos, and raising up a lot of stuff. Hopefully I can pair up some more stuff too.
How are the monitors doing?
Good. I only have the store now. I gave that Aki to a friend that had a male, so. But hopefully I can find a male store for not $2,000.
Yeah.
But she's doing good, dude. She's
quivers so we could carry multiple hooks when herping.
that store is fucking ovulating right now, so it's kind of sad.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems to me that I think I'd rather have a female and need a male than the other way around.
Oh yeah, definitely. But it's just sad to see her go waste these eggs,
Yeah. What's in Brandon's pipeline? Says Billy Jenkins.
I had a boa pairing, but not too confident on the sex ratio on that one. Growing a lot of things up. Inlands will try next year, but probably won't get nothing. Probably 2 years out on that one. Scrubs. Oh, I got one scrub pairing. That'll probably
They just
be a few years out. No, Waminas.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Waminas. Growing a lot of stuff up also. I one carpet pairing next year maybe if I can get them big enough. Maybe a ball python pairing, but that's a fucking not trying too hard of those guys.
What are you doing as far as balls?
Head albino with a pinstripe head albino that I've had since I was fucking 12, 13, but
That's cool.
No effort in that way.
I just got a banana pos het pied that I just wanted to try and prove out that pos het, so I've got a albino pied female for him.
Nice. And Brandon, those rainbows look great, Bo.
I got a male rainbow. I need a female. Not trying too crazy with those either. Walmas are probably pretty close too. I mean, me and Dustin have been talking a little bit about his pair and my pair. We got a light pair and a dark pair between the both of us. I got a pretty big female, but I don't have anything big enough to go with her, so I'm not trying to get male eaten.
Still pretty badass.
I need to get another colony of Turkicus geckos together because I really, really, really still want to try keeping Hypsiglena.
Well, you can do like centipedes and stuff with them too.
Yeah, I don't know. It's starting to cool off a little bit here, so those are kind of getting harder and harder to come by. But there's a Turkicus gecko in my garage right now that hangs out behind this sign on the wall that was roaming out a few minutes ago. So get my hands on a few of those and get a Exoterra set up and stuff. And I think
can you get those to produce like fast enough?
I'm sure you could. As much as I've seen them colonize certain like apartment buildings and stuff down here, I don't think it would take much.
Yeah,
but
I feel like you need a lot of.
They don't have a winter.
Yeah,
that's true.
No, I was saying, especially if they don't have a winter. You know, if they're just always at the temp. You know,
and they're just cool geckos. I think it'd be a neat little communal setup. I'm pretty sure the one that hangs up behind the sign is a female. She's pretty big. I don't know. Hypsiglena.
I think you guys even have.
Which ones?
I think you guys have different house geckos than what we have too.
Phil has a couple. He's got like house geckos and Turkicus. I've just seen Turkicus. I haven't seen any other species.
Yeah, the majority of the house geckos we have around here are of the Asian variety, but I think Southeast Florida, where I'm at, has like 12 different invasive species of house gecko, but they're all kind of just hybridizing amongst themselves. So, I mean, they're all translucent and googly-eyed.
I think we
actually have those like crocodile. Yeah. Well, we have those crocodile geckos. Those are starting to get established up in Phoenix.
A lot of things are starting to get established up in Phoenix. Apparently, leopard geckos are up here too. People just like letting those things go.
Oh,
they found
crazy.
I mean, one can turn into two, two can turn into four. I don't know. I don't know how geckos work. I don't keep them fucking things.
I don't know. I feel like they'd be pretty good prey for a lot of stuff out there. How's the Coleonyx?
Good. I did decent. I did better with elegance this year. A couple of variegatus clutches. Working on some locality variegatus stuff, which is going to be pretty cool in the future. I can't really sell those, so it's just a passion project.
Yeah, you didn't get Metratus, did you?
No, yeah, I have Metratus babies too.
Oh, sweet, excellent.
So excellent. I hatched out all 3 this year.
Nice, that's awesome. That's good. I went up giving my Metratus group to my buddy Chris, and dude, he's loving them. They're great.
Yeah, they're fun. They're really fun. I don't know. I think I'm gonna focus on like the elegance though.
Yeah, man. No doubt.
I'm talking to Chris. I need some locality brevis too.
Yeah, man, for sure. For sure. He'd be the guy to get them from.
Yeah.
I'll get some of my hands on some eventually.
That's another thing I want to do next year is West Texas. Go to the Holy Land.
Dude, as much of hindsight it being kind of a pain, and we really didn't do as well as we did in Arizona, I want to go back, man. I just want to go back just because of the place. It's just like, even if you don't find anything, it's still just such a cool and interesting area. Yeah, and I honestly, I liked doing the cuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
I liked driving a little bit, getting out, hunting it, getting back in the car, driving a little bit, getting out, hunting it, like that constant go action, and still have like the comfort of the car, the comfort of nighttime. Like I thought it was fun, man. I thought it was fun. It's more it feels like a scavenger hunt, you know? I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot.
How is it for just like camping out? Because I mean, in Arizona, you can pretty much just pull over wherever and sleep. But I know Texas is a lot of like private land.
It's all private land. We did not camp at all. We stayed in Airbnbs and hotels or motels, and it worked out well. You know, you do your day hikes, and then you come back to the hotel or B&B and chill out for a little bit, get some dinner or get a light dinner, gas station dinner, and then hit the road. And you're herping from what, Smitty, what did you say, like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night all the way to like 3, 4 in the morning?
I think that was the latest that they went. I don't know. That particular night that y'all went that late, I think passed out in the passenger seat. Because after like 1 a.m., I'm done, man.
That's dangerous.
Physically couldn't stay awake.
I loved
falling
it.
asleep in the
It was
passenger
great.
seat's dangerous. Phil knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it can be.
Jason, also, when you guys coming up to herp the New Jersey Pines, which would actually be pretty cool. That would be a neat trip.
Look, man, that's my old stomping ground, and I find bumpkus. I really do. And I think it's just where I'm going and who I'm with, because I'm not with herpers. So that's got to change. So I still have a lot of family up there. So maybe the next year or so, I'll probably take a week to go up there and see them, and then, you know, kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So
Cold enough here right now. I don't think you can make it up that way.
Yeah, I need to get on the East Coast too. Hopefully I can make it when Nipper comes back and goes look for timbers. Hopefully I can make it over there.
yeah, that'll be a hell of a trip. You boys are going to find some awesome East Coast stuff, man. Just the amphibians alone, man, they're going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah. We don't have much of that here. I mean, you saw, like, we got a pretty diverse selection of, like, toads, which are pretty cool. A lot of the green toads are cool. You saw those when you were here.
Yeah, dude. I love toads, man. I've learned this recently. Yeah, I've learned this recently that I am a toad over frog guy. I said it.
That's tough.
I am.
That's pretty tough.
I like my darts too much.
We got some cool tree frogs too here. So,
and dude, that canyon tree frog that you found us, man, that thing was so cool, man.
Yeah, I really like the Arizona tree frogs.
And dude, like living in like the desert with no water anywhere. Yeah. Incredible.
Yeah, those are crazy. You can find them like a mile away from water, and they're just chilling.
Wild.
Out in the sun too.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Have you guys been doing much herping over there? Have you been getting out, Phil?
A little bit. I had Miguel Villa was down with his girlfriend for a wedding. Took them out to the cane fields. Super bad night. It was windy. We got out late, and dude, the cane trucks were just everywhere. We didn't see a single snake. Saw a ton of cane toads. But that was it, man. I think it was just too windy and too much road traffic. You know, I mean, normally the spot I took them to, which is like one of my best pygmy spots, dude, I don't think I've ever seen that many cane trucks in one night. And it was like a Tuesday or Thursday night, you know, so you don't expect them to be working that late, but they're pumping. So I gotta go out. It's getting a little cooler. We got the storm coming, so maybe next week I may try again, see what's out there. But I feel like it's rat snake season, and I'm not going where I should be. So that'll be the priority.
Senecola season here right now, so maybe I'll try and get out next weekend.
Yeah, man.
Or this weekend.
Yeah.
I actually just got a pair of those. Rob sent me a pair.
Nice.
Some captive bred green rats. They're pretty cool.
That's awesome. Did he produce them?
No, the Merkers produced them, which
cool.
is Full Circle, I'm friends with them. The son's here local to Tucson, and I'm friends with him.
Oh, nice. That's great. That's super cool.
You know,
Full Circle.
What's odd, mentioning cane toads, is there were multiple tables at the Columbia show over the weekend that were selling them.
Really?
I thought was just bizarre. Like one table maybe it was like, okay, whatever, and then I saw like 2 more tables with them.
And they're all South Florida wild caught.
It's like, is this becoming a thing? Like, are these? There was one table that was
big?
selling. No. The ones I saw were still pretty small, not like tiny newborns or anything like that. But
like golf ball size?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those are all wild caught South Florida.
Yeah, and there was another table selling Cuban tree frogs.
Oh yeah.
What else did they have? They had another like invasive. They're literally like selling these things, and it's like, really? It's like when PetSmart sells anoles.
Yeah.
Why would I buy an anole at a PetSmart when I can literally walk out into the parking lot and find 20 of them for free?
Yeah, but you got to realize that. I mean, obviously, a show in South Carolina, that's dumb. But when I was a kid in New Jersey, a Carolina green anole, that was a $30 lizard in the pet shop. Because you didn't go in your yard and find them. It just, you're in New Jersey. Come on.
I don't know. I got a chuckle out of the whole Cuban tree frog thing because they just had like a deli cup full of them. They were like 5 for $20 or whatever. It's like,
yep.
What?
Yep. South Florida invasive hunters making a buck.
I did
Sounds
see
like some beaters.
Yeah. There was a handful of monitors too. Couple of peach throats and then some roughnecks, which I like the roughnecks a lot. Those are really cool. I don't know that I'll ever own any, but I was seeing them. I got the monitor bug right now.
Blacks or browns?
Honestly, couldn't tell you. I think blacks.
Okay. Yeah, man. I'm not a monitor guy, but if I was going to keep monitors again, I would definitely do doom rolls. They have a soft spot in my heart, and I don't know, man. That whole semi-aquatic thing, I just dig it,
I definitely have the Odatria bug.
Yeah. I like Tristis, and
that's what I want to add next. Tristis.
Yeah, the peacocks, the Offenburger eye.
No, man, I'm Team Pilb. Team Pilb.
Yeah,
can't afford them.
They are cool, but I don't
know. If I ever upgrade space, like if we end up converting the garage here, which may or may not ever happen, who knows? Then I might be able to push it and get something that gets a little bigger. Not like massive, but like something that requires a little more space, like Tristis or something like that.
Beaded lizards.
I don't know what the status is on those. I haven't really asked because there's other pressing matters going on.
Beaded lizards.
Yeah, you need those.
Dude, someone was telling one at the show too that was just probably the biggest bead I've ever seen. Like that thing was massive.
Cute, derpy, ribbed for your pleasure beaded lizards.
What's going on with the whole lot thing right now? How's?
I mean, it's pretty much been put on pause. No one's talked about it at all. DNR just posted a thing on Facebook the other day telling people not to release their exotic pets, and they had like a picture of a berm, like an albino berm crossing a dirt road, which was clearly staged. And
yeah,
I don't know. Like it's one of those things where I think people kind of have forgotten about it.
No news is good news.
Then it's gonna come up out of nowhere like a freaking great white, and it's gonna be a thing again. And I don't know. My Cyanea are now up with Terry Burwell. So Boyger are gone. So I don't know. I'm hoping that it kind of goes away. Who knows? The elections and stuff are going on. Got to vote tomorrow. So We'll see, but so far I haven't really heard anything. Like the people in office, they have like their crazy break, like winter breaks or whatever. So earlier this year, they sort of took their recess, and they were supposed to bring it back up when they came back and never did. So I don't know, or at least that I know of, they didn't bring it back up. So I don't. Who knows?
Stay
Hopefully
vigilant.
it just disappears.
You would think they have better things to do with their time and their job. Things that actually matter.
Yeah, there's always a separate agenda. There's always a rider. There's always something. Oh, this is going to protect our wetlands. Meanwhile, it is a secret bill to fund training macaws to operate space stations. Who knows?
What was I listening to recently? They were talking about, about the banning these things and invasive species. It's like none of those things are doing nearly as much damage to local wildlife and stuff than all the land that's being cleared for housing developments and businesses. Like even here, they cleared out this massive section of land not that long ago that they're going to end up putting like a Hobby Lobby and like an Aldi's and like 6 freaking giant businesses. And it's just depressing, man, because it's literally, if I had to guess, it's probably a couple hundred acres just gone.
Yeah, that's Arizona. Arizona's clearing out more and more by the day. Like, I got so many buddies that do construction that don't care for snakes or anything like that, and it's just snake massacre after snake massacre. Because apparently it's a cool thing to post on your fucking Snapchat.
Yeah, now you got
snakes dying.
Now you get this guy that's gone viral on TikTok where these 2 guys, they kill. It looks like a helleri. I mean, it may just be like Oregonus, but it looks like a helleri. But the video starts off with it slithering in between his feet in the cab of his truck.
Yep.
But then, like, the opening picture is him holding the snake dead in his teeth, and that's because they cut the head off, and the snake that's slithering around his truck is the decapitated nerves of the deceased. It's fucked up.
I saw that video today too.
Yeah, one of my buddies is usually pretty good about it. He posted something today, and as I'm watching it, it was like 10 minutes after he posted the video. I'm like, leave it, don't touch it, leave it alone. And then the next part of the video is it just spiraling with its fucking body going.
Fucked up, man.
Another Chili's, yeah. No, they won't make a Chili's come here. I did have Chili's though. While we were up there, there's a Chili's like 4 miles from the venue, and so myself and Bratz and Keller and Danielle went and hit up Chili's. So
I got some questions for you guys.
Yeah, what do you got?
How do you prefer to herp? By yourself, with a group, with just a small group, big group?
I'm gonna say it depends on the night, depends on how I feel, because if I'm in the mood to just relax and just maybe see some stuff, that's when you bring the non-herpers. You're gonna show them stuff if you find something that's cool, but you don't gotta put too much effort into it. Maybe that's just me being lazy. But if like I'm gonna go herping, then I want to go with herpers.
What about you, Smitty?
I'm gonna say it depends on the group, both the people in it and the size. If I'm gonna do a group, I'd prefer it be smaller. But I don't know. I like going out by myself. Just there's something, I don't know. For me, it's calming. It's like disappearing for a little while. I mean, obviously, I let Katie know or Jake know where I am just in case anything happens and I don't end up coming back out. But I don't know. I I like sort of the solitude of just being out there in the middle of it and just enjoying being there. So
see, I feel like if I'm gonna go for like a drive and like go out in the middle of nowhere by myself just to have some tranquility, I'm all about it. But then if I do find something magical or I find something really cool, I feel like I don't have anyone to share it with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
see, that doesn't really bother me. It's like I'll take some pictures and cool, but
There's also nothing like targeting a species, being out there by yourself, putting in the work and finding it too.
Well,
Yeah.
going on your own path also too. You don't got to listen to, if you're by yourself, you don't got to really listen to what anybody else is saying. I mean,
well, that's
going
kind of
out
the
with
problem
Dustin.
with the group thing is like, you're
Well,
You're kind of-
what I was saying was, oh, sorry,
go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say going out with Dustin. I mean, Dustin knows a lot, so I bounce off of him with what he tells me. But when I go by myself, I also I don't know how to explain it exactly. Like I can kind of go my own way. Don't have anybody telling me which way to go, what feels right to go, the right pathway, like the right say wash to follow, right trail to follow, right road to go down, all that kind of stuff. Like going with Dustin, love going with Dustin. Dustin is the solid Sherper through and through. Dustin knows exactly where he's going. But if you're going out with someone that's been out 2 times, I mean, I don't want to listen to exactly what they say. Like that's why I don't chime up with Dustin so as much because Dustin knows where he's going. Dustin knows what he's doing. So I don't know. Groups, I don't know.
I think what you're saying makes a lot of sense, and the way you're saying it, I know maybe in your head you may not be conveying it how you want, but I'm picking it up. Is that when you're by yourself, you get to do whatever you want, how you want to do it. You don't have to worry about what other people are doing or be concerned for them or whatever. But at the same time, when you have someone like Sweet D that knows the land like the back of his hand, it makes it even better. But then again, if you go with people that are less experienced than you or haven't cut their teeth as much as some other people, it can be it can make things interesting in goods and bads.
Or you bring somebody that doesn't know what they're looking for at all, and they find the glory hole. They find every single snake that they know what they're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, like the way, like I know these spots just because, like me and Alex. I mean, Brandon, you know Alex. Like we would just go 100%. Out every weekend. We'd start at sunrise and leave at sunset, and we just take notes. You know, taking notes is key to really figuring out a spot, really figuring out a species.
Legitimate scouting.
Oh, that's a good question.
Notepad.
Do you carry like data collection stuff with you?
Herping. No, I need to get what Burke has, and they're not that expensive. They're only like $50 to do like latitude, air pressure, temperature, humidity, all that stuff. And I need to get one. I'm definitely gonna get one before next season starts. It's in my Amazon cart. So,
Christmas
but I was
present
just doing, I was just doing for the most part, like coordinates, latitude, longitude, elevation, temperature, and then just taking notes on what it's doing. If I flipped it, if it's on the move, if there's others nearby, what water sources are nearby, if I've seen any prey, like all that.
Yeah, man. All those external factors,
all those pieces to the puzzle.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, that's all it is. Just eliminating variables, you know.
Yeah, when we saw that price tag, he was paragraphs in his damn notebook.
Yeah.
Oh, hello. I don't know. Phil just like made me full screen.
Yeah, my finger slipped. Sorry.
Yeah, just herping with a group. I mean, it is definitely fun, especially if you're with the right crew. I don't know. I like being able to sort of go when I want to go, leave when I want to leave. Like when I went out to hunting and looked for diamondbacks a couple weekends ago, it was like, I'm just going to go out there. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to leave. And went out there, walked a couple miles, and then hopped in the car and went home. You know, went where I wanted to go.
I think the NPR groups. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, go for it. Sorry, my bad. I think I'm a little off on the delay.
I think the NPR groups are like the max size that you should get. Like Arizona trip was a little cramped in the car, you know, but we made do. Saw some cool stuff. But also having 2 cars helps a lot because like when Brandon and I go out, or Alex and I go out, or all 3 of us go out, a lot of times we're in separate cars. So making separate passes on different roads, and if we find something that we're targeting, like we can just call each other, we'll cover more ground that way too.
Yeah, so definitely the
first time we went herping, remember? I was up high on the mountain, like looking for green rats or whatever, and I told you, I was like, go down low. There's tigers and Gilas down low. And he calls me. He's like, dude, I got a Gila. And so I hauled ass down there, took some pictures.
Yeah, then he was leaving right at the end of the time he can be out there. He got a tiger, and then after he said he's leaving again, he called me again. He got a gopher. I feel like it's the group size that it is too. If you have a couple people, it makes it a lot easier, and if you have a solid plan of what you're doing, solid plan makes it a lot easier than just going out there and kind of half-ass, and I guess it makes it a little more difficult to deal with.
Yeah, I feel like you hit it on the head with the NPR group. Like 5 guys, maybe 6 guys is pushing it, you know? And I feel like when you have 4 or 5 guys or gals, excuse me, that you have your game plan, you're all equal in terms of at least level of, I don't want to say experience, because like some people may be more or less experienced than others, but the thought processes are very, very similar. And you have your strategy. You can be a group. You can still spread out and kind of be on your own and kind of get your own vibe and get your own feeling of being out there, you know, with the seclusion and the tranquility. But then you find a Gila, you hop on the cell phone, you hop on the radio and be like, guys, I got one. And then you converge and now you get the group camaraderie.
Yeah, that's how it was for the hognose that we found. Hognose, Dustin was coming up to meet me. He got that hognose, called me. Oh, dude, that was the craziest phone call I've ever got in my life. I swear. Dude, I've never heard Dustin more energetic, more losing his damn mind. And we were I was 10 minutes on the road before he found that thing. I made it there in like 3 minutes. I was floored the whole way. Yeah,
well, I was cruising a road that like a few of my friends had seen him previously in like the last couple of weeks, you know. And it's a road that I've seen a lot of snakes on. So I was like, all right, I'm going to focus on this road because it's a little bit longer. Brandon, you go over here. And like I've seen him over here before, you know. So I got tired of being on this road. And on my way back, I'm calling him, trying to find out where he's at. And I just see that little hog out of the corner of my eye.
Dude,
and once I came out, dude, I was like, oh, dude, I think it's axanthic. And I was like, oh, no, it's just in shed. And then I looked at it closer, and it was definitely an axanthic hog, man. That was...
he's downplaying it for sure.
Cool, man.
He's calling me. He's like, "Oh, dude, I think I found a hog." Or no, he said he had a hog. He was already losing his mind over the hog, and then he goes, "Oh, I think it's in shed." He's looking at it again. He goes, "Oh no, it's in shed," and he lost it. Craziest phone call I've ever had in my fucking life. I swear.
That's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's what it's all about, guys. You know,
for sure,
it's all about.
Yeah, this year in general has been crazy, you know. Got Life for Price Eye, Life for Senecolas. Like, I mean, it all just goes back to like, this is the most time I've ever spent in the field. Like, I'm going out pretty much every weekend. I'm going out like weeknights as much as I can. Like, I wake up early for work, but I'm out in the middle of the desert, so I can do a 2-3 hour cruise, you know, and be back by 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
And like I can find sidewinders 2 minutes from my house, Aatrox in my yard. So
it's the way to do it, man. It's the way to do it.
Aatrox are just the squirrels of the desert.
Some pretty big squirrels if you're counting that, man. Them things get fucking big out here.
That's great. That's awesome.
Dude, I'm still bummed that I let that one get away that was sitting under that shed on that property we were staying at in Texas.
Oh yeah, but
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, shit, man, I think it was freaking smoking too. It was like
You guys
not
got
that whitish banding. It was more like gold. It was just a really good looking Atrox.
You guys got an Airbnb Atrox too?
Yeah.
Yep. I was the only one that saw it, so there's no proof that it exists. But everyone else was still asleep. I woke up and was just walking around. I think it was like, I don't know, it was like between 8 and 10 in the morning or something. And it's just walking the property because the Airbnb we were on had, a ton of space for all kinds of stuff. And sure enough, right sitting under the corner of the little shed off to the left of the place we were staying, there's just an adult Atrox just chilling there, coiled up. And as soon as I touched it with that hook, gone. Went right under that shed, and I couldn't get it out from under there. So
yeah,
I could hear it. It was rattling the entire time. Like I could hear it. It was definitely under there, but I had no way of getting to it. So.
We had just pulled up to like the most, like this thing came straight out of like the Amazon. This Airbnb we were staying at, like it looked like a little expedition hut that should have been in the jungle. The really cool mountain background.
I gotta be honest, man. I loved that shack because that shack,
the ambiance, man.
Dude, I felt like I was in the Wild West circa, I don't know, 1880s. And it just felt good. Like you didn't realize that there was electricity because like the lamps in the rooms that had light bulbs, they looked like old oil
dimmed
lamps.
Out.
Yeah. And like the stove had like these old knobs, and it was just an old world desert pioneer feel to it. It was great. And it had all the old cowboy art all around. I thought it was great.
And it was on a ranch. Like you could tell that they keep cattle there, And so we started walking around a little bit, and then we all kind of made our way back inside. And I look out the back window. I'm like, oh, hey guys, there's a board out there that we should flip. And so we're all getting settled in, and like we're out front, like drinking beers or whatever. And then Rob comes back around. And he's like, hey, Dustin, you should go flip that board. And I was like, no way, there's actually something under it. And we all went back there, and there's little Atrox under it.
Yeah, what did we name that guy?
I don't remember.
Oh, we gave him a name, and now I can't remember. Damn.
Probably Sancho or some shit.
What's funny is that every time we find these old buildings, like these old tool sheds and old decrepit houses, like there's always something creepy. Like what was it at the Airbnb? It was like a photo album.
Oh yeah, and they're like shed. There's just
Yeah.
photo albums full of like their kids and stuff. It was so weird.
But like from like the 1920s or something.
Yeah, and it wasn't like
crazy.
a shed. Like it was a shed that was falling apart.
Yeah, you could tell it was somebody's like tool shed with like workbenches on the inside, and like over the years it just got weathered and gutted, and now it was just full of Black Widows and crusty old photo albums.
Demons,
creepy.
Haunted.
So Phil, and Brandon, the spot, the house.
Yes, the infamous house.
So I was there with Alex.
You motherfuckers. Oh no, fuck this, dude.
Yeah.
So I was there with Alex. It scared me half to death.
We were cruising like all night, and one of our friends from California was randomly like, hey man, like I'm in Arizona, like where you guys at? He's like, I'm pretty close to Tucson. And we're like, oh, we're like 2 hours away right now, Herping, down if you want to come join us. And he's like, cool, I'll be there. So he drives down, and we're just like, all right, cool, we'll road cruise, see what we can find around here. And like we had a decent night. And then we go to like let's go see if we can flip a cloud that's sleeping. We go there, and like oh, you want to see like a really like scary house because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. And we go in there, dude, and we start like opening the doors, and you know how all the doors are open usually. Well, one of them was closed, and my friend Alex like pushed it open, and it fell on a dude sleeping in this house in the middle of nowhere.
God.
Yeah, like the closest civilization is like an hour away.
Yeah.
How fast did you get out of there?
Oh, so fast! Like, so me and my friend from California were just like walking around the living room. There's like some dolls in there, and it's pretty scary. And I was like, "Yeah, dude, like check this out." And then Alex comes busting through like the hallway, like into the living room, and we thought he just like dropped something and got scared. Then all of a sudden, we just hear from like down the hallway, like, "What the hell are you doing?" And we're like, "What the fuck?" And so like all of us like freeze for a second, and he's like, "Hello?" And then the dude starts yelling back at us, so I just jump out the window that's busted and just start running back to the truck, and all of them follow me. It was
Meanwhile, this is
exhilarating.
like very decrepit. It's literally a tetanus shot waiting to happen.
Burnt down.
Yeah, and there's clobs everywhere. So like,
You.
you know what I mean?
Like, and the scariest part is like, you go in there and there's like, there's always
Dolls.
a Bible on the kitchen counter that's always open to like different passages. Like, it's just super weird vibes.
Dude, these guys took me there they took me there the next day. I'm like, after telling me this whole story and shit, I'm like, I don't want to go in here, dude. Alex and them are already in there going through shit and all that. I'm like,
Yeah, I want to see you're still there.
dude, oh no, I was outside the house, dude. I was terrified.
Well, it's like when we were there looking at the one baby clob that Rob found by the creek, and like and all of a sudden, like I just remember Doc shining his flashlight into the broken windows. And all I could think of was, all right, window number 1, window number 2, and then like window number 3 is just gonna be like a face there,
a baby doll.
Yeah, or they're like an old woman with white hair, just like staring out, like
Blair Witch.
Well, they're like,
dude.
we started going up. Justin and I started going up, and then like someone had come there before and like set one of the dolls in the window.
Oh, that's so fucked up.
Yeah, and that was his first time being there, and he's like goes up and he's like, "Oh, maybe I do need my flashlight because the sun's starting to set." So he turns around and we go get flashlights to go back in there.
Oh my god!
But when you guys went back, the dude was gone.
Yeah,
The dude is gone, but it looked like somebody was living there. I went there. Well, where did we go? The next weekend, or was it the same weekend? I can't remember.
No, we went there. Where did we go? We went there like next couple of days. We went there because we went to the other side of the mountain when you came.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
I don't wonder how many times it's happened to that guy too. Or it's like the middle of the night, and some people randomly just come walking in looking for snakes.
Dude, I've been there. I've been there a lot. I've been there a lot of times, and I've never seen anyone in there.
It's crazy. It's probably the craziest thing I've ever fucking seen.
Yeah, it makes for great stories, though. You know, great stories, great herping. Absolutely awesome.
I'm sure that guy's somewhere telling everybody the same story.
He got a door dropped on when he was sleeping.
I was sleeping, and all of a sudden my door fell on me, and I hear these 3 dudes in the living room saying hello.
He came home drunk. His wife kicked him out. You know, you guys
walked 4 hours to an abandoned house in the middle of the woods.
Exactly. Oh man,
trying to get away from people, and it turns out he can't.
Oh, crazy.
So that's why I stay strapped.
Stay strapped or get clapped, motherfucker.
Usually I do too, but I was like, oh, we're just gonna go here real quick. So I left my gun in the truck.
There's never anybody in there. It's fine.
You never need it till you need it.
Yeah. Grahn, do you put your seatbelt on right before the car crash?
Yeah, I would have been out of there in a heartbeat. Been like,
yeah. As soon as that guy yelled back, I just boop through the window, gone.
Not getting cut by some crackhead, man.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, jeez, in the middle of nowhere, no less. Oh,
what if it actually wasn't even a person there and it was just a ghost?
Probably would have felt a little bit better.
Maybe that's why you hadn't seen anybody else there, because it wasn't a person, it was a ghost. That was like, I don't know. Casey Cannon's all about that creepy abandoned haunted shit. I'm not.
Well, if Casey comes out here, he can go there.
He can go talk to the dude. He would have had a fun conversation with him.
Dude, Casey probably would. You say that, but Casey would straight up sit in conversation.
we were driving away, and I was like, man, I kind of want to go back and just like find out why he's there.
Make sure he's okay. Just drop the door on him.
Yeah, slightly concussed.
Like, how did you end up here?
What are you doing here? Then you say, what are you doing here?
Homeboy was seeing demons after you smacked him with the door.
Yeah, right. Excuse me, sir. Sorry to barge in on you, but have you seen any clobber eye?
He's the one hiding all the pyros.
Fuck.
Yeah, right.
Fuck.
I won't lie, man. When you hyped up that one, trail we went on that ended in like the little waterfall with the chubs.
Mm-hmm.
I was so hoping to find a pyro on that hike, man.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
hoping.
it's a good spot, but I've only see like one a year. I don't have those figured out yet.
Yeah,
and it's always random. Like it's always different temperatures. Like I don't know yet.
dude, I keep them in captivity, and I still don't have them figured out. Oh, one day, man. One day. Well, boys, are we at that mark?
I think so.
Me too.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to touch base on?
Time change is killing me.
Dude, it's murder, man.
Yeah, I don't have that.
You boys in Arizona are
Yeah.
lucky. So lucky. It takes me a solid week to get over daylight savings time. It sucks.
It's dumb. Where can people follow you guys?
You can follow me on gecko.sphere on Instagram. SPHERE, and keep up with the herping. Herping pictures probably going to slow down a little bit. Go back to some of the captive stuff, but yeah, that's where I post everything. Shoot me a message if you just want to talk snakes or lizards. Yeah.
I'm at cult_serpents. Yeah, probably some old herping photos. A lot of captive shit. Nothing too crazy over here.
It's all good.
Keep it up, boys. Keep it up.
Yeah, this episode was brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. Check them out. Facebook, Instagram. There are some new sizes that will be being released soon. Just keep an eye out for that. And then go and check out Puget Sound Pythons on Facebook and Instagram as well. Fine folks of the Pacific Northwest doing some awesome stuff that you should be following.
Kendra.
That's right. Corn Stars, I believe, is happening this week. So pretty excited about that. We are working on the THN awards. If you go to our Facebook page, we have a People's Choice section where you can nominate people that we will then have people vote on once we have it narrowed down. That's on our Facebook page. Like I said, it's pinned right at the top, so you can go on there and you just real quick type in whoever you think should be nominated for the People's Choice. Doesn't have to be someone we've had on the show. So yeah, we will see everybody later.
New episode of Venom Exchange Radio. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Well, you go.